and I, as a scientist, could not explain what I was seeing, the craft that were flying around us and diving down into the ground and coming out of the ground. And she had said that there's an underground alien base. And I started an 11-year field study of the area and was able to document the things that she had said and published that in a book called Unidentified Aerial Phenomena in the Walker River in Hudson Valley, New York. So essentially what I did was sabotage my own career in science because, as we know, the academia does not tolerate studies in UFOs. And I fortunately was in a situation where I was supported by my wife at the time, who wanted me to take care of her and raise her children while she worked. And since she was making a very good salary, we could make that accomplish that. And so for about 10 years, I was supported by her income as I helped raise her children. And any rate, that went on for a number of years until about 2003, when I was asked to if I would want to be a deputy administrator at NIDS, National Institute of Discovery Science, in Las Vegas. And my wife, Pat, fully acknowledged that and said, "This is great for you, your career." But what I didn't realize is that was an attempt by the intelligence community to pull me away from my research area, because I was becoming a threat to exposing a lot of stuff that was going on that they didn't want to be disclosed. At any rate, I received, I did a talk at the UFO MegaConference in Laughlin, Nevada, last February, and this was 2 talks, in fact, and one on the my work in the Walker River Valley of New York. These talks were very well received, and I essentially established that there is something going on that is not of this earth. It is not human. That is existing in the basin, in the Walker River Valley, and is underground. And very few people realize that our extraterrestrial visitors have gone underground and living in underground bases, and that they are here, and we need to realize that they are available to us. To recognize them, we can acknowledge them and communicate with them. So that is one of the major contributions that Ellen Crystal and I have done with our works, our 2 books, Silent Invasion and Unconventional Aerial Phenomena.
Can you? Thank you, Doctor. And Janet, would you like to introduce yourself, how we all got involved together on this Alienology project for our club?
Well, hi, I'm Janet Lessin. Yeah, we've got working with Alienology and Contactees, experiencers, and all kinds of people all over the planet that are having non-ordinary interactions with the paranormal and other beings. So, Dr. Bruce, we were very interested in what happened, and somebody's breathing really heavy. If you want to back off from the mic.
That's me. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I've got all kind of different radio show equipment mixed together. Three in one. I apologize, Janet. I'll mute
That's
while
okay.
you two talk.
Okay, sounds good. So anyway, I have a website page I put up for you, Dr. Bruce, for your event at Laughlin UFO MegaConference, which was just this last month, Saturday. I guess it starts Saturday, February 15th, and it goes a long time. That's why it's called a mega conference, and it ended Saturday, February 22nd. So you were our reporter in the field. You were not only presenting, but you're giving us a review and feedback and telling us what happened, what's new in ufology. So I want to hand the mic over to you for a while so you can tell us what you learned and tell us about your experiences. So if you want to take it away, Bruce, that'd be wonderful.
Okay. I would love to do that. The conference was a major success. I learned a lot from listening to the various speakers. There are over 30 speakers at the conference that lasted for about a week. And some of the talks and the speakers presented some amazing information. One of the speakers was Jordan Maxwell, who is known for his work in ufology, and he gave an amazing conference or talk on the Illuminati. Some of the things that he said there were rather startling. He was absolutely certain that the Illuminati has gained control of our world, and that there will not be a return of the Messiah. And that was something that he said specifically. In other words, he said that whatever is happening here on Earth is due to our extraterrestrial visitors. They are arranging everything that is happening. And so that was something that most of us were not prepared to accept. There are a lot of people who want to believe that the Hebrew Messiah, Jesus Christ, will return. And what I gave in my talk, second talk on Thursday, the 20th of February, was evidence that he has returned, and he is preparing to make his official appearance to the world. He was born on 1 August 1967 to a Jewish virgin, and immediately taken up into heaven. And my talk.
Let me ask you something, Dr. Bruce. Before, this is a big thing, so I don't want to go too far. So, and I kind of missed what you were saying. So you're saying that, what was his name? Maxwell. Let me get his name.
Jordan Maxwell.
Jordan Maxwell, and I've seen him before, and his approach is kind of I forget what his approach is. What does he go? He kind of goes into conspiracy. Here it is, Jordan Maxwell. Exposes the Illuminati. This is Jordan's final week of public presentations. So he's retiring, I guess.
Right. This was his last public appearance at the conference.
Right, and I saw him about 10 years or so. And so what were you saying about the Messiah? See, we have all these different perspectives of the Messiah. I think if you put 20 people in a room, you have 20 different perspectives. And my research shows that the Messiah just means messenger, and there were many messiahs, kind of like what David Icke says, and that the Jesus was actually Enki. But we could spend the whole show doing that, right? then what was he saying? Who the Messiah was? And he said, back that up again. Say it for me again. I'm sorry. You broke up when you were saying it, and I didn't quite get what he said. What's Jordan's perspective on the Messiah?
He said that there is no Jesus Christ. He never existed, and he will not return.
So what's his logic for that? Besides his opinion,
I don't know.
What's his logic or
he
research?
Said it was all.
He didn't explain it.
He said it was all part.
Okay.
He said it was all part of the Illuminati plot to be able to manipulate mankind, but he didn't get into the extraterrestrial connection, and that is where my talk came in to show that there is an extraterrestrial connection to that. As a consequence, there is additional possibilities, and these include what I experienced and related in my talk on Thursday, 20th of February, where I indicated that he has been reborn, that the Revelation chapter 12 that talks about the woman who bore the male child is actually a truthful statement, not a mythological or a symbolic representation of Israel, and that this woman did give birth. I actually met her. I helped protect her for 7 years, and she is the woman who bore the male child back in 1967. So I provided that information for the audience, that there really is something that is happening, that is unfolding and fulfilling prophecy, as we know in Revelation chapter 12.
Okay. So we have.
In other words.
So how did all this tie in with each? Was there a common thread throughout the conference? How did they tie in with each other? Because all these stories of Messiah, there's never really been like an absolute proof. He's supposed to come back in the clouds in the sky and for everybody to see all at once, if I remember my Bible. And TJ may have things to add to that. And so there's all these things, and I really don't want to go too much into biblical prophecy because we're really focused on ufology, and that would be a whole show in itself, right? Because that's very controversial.
Janet, the big problem is that ufology has not been very willing to accept its connection to religion, and there is a very uneasy relationship between ufology and religion. And there are a number of books and people, even Jacques Vallée got involved in this particular subject. And others have warned about the connection because it has the potential of undermining all our religions if our so-called gods and angels are not who we think they are.
Right, and the whole angel thing is another whole can of worms, and people have different perceptions of what is an angel, and I come from the Anunnaki perspective, and so, it's all... TJ, do you have any comments or questions on what we've discussed so far?
Well, yes, Janet. I've formed the ACO Club to form a community of peers, of people like us, And we three are the perfect example. And Dr. Bruce Cornet, I asked him if he would lead it for us because Tommy is definitely into world religions and taken off on a new direction on his own YouTube channel. But he is in our club. He's just not an officer. So Bruce, I believe, is going to help